Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell for notifications on future uploads. Hello everyone, Snowman here, or you can call me Sully. Welcome to another Happy Sulli-Days, and this one is going to be a pretty special one, as I begin this month with a review of 3 Christmas specials that are based on the characters of the late Raymond Briggs, who sadly passed away on August 9th of this year. The first of these specials is based on a picture book by Briggs that originally came out in 1979, and this special also happens to be one of my top 10 favorite Christmas specials. Originally aired on Channel 4 in England on Boxing Day 1982, this special is simply titled The Snowman. Director Diana Jackson has made a sweet and often delightful special with simple characters, a charming story, and beautiful animation. There's hardly anything to dislike in this because so much of it is wonderful. The original book is just a picture book, no words in it at all, only images done in muted but colorful pencil work. And the special not only emulates the book's artwork nearly perfectly and has no dialogue and only a couple of sound effects, but also gave vibrant colors and additional scenes that weren't in the book, such as the snowman party and the motorcycle ride, that replaces the bits with the car in the book. The music by Howard Blake is a unique addition to the special. It's quite wonderful and left me teary-eyed in some places. Not to mention that it also matches in time to the animation. The moments in this are plenty and there are some that I enjoy. Most notable are the snowman party and dancing, the motorcycle ride in which the animals get frightened and are beautifully and cutely animated. This one shot of the snowman looking at the TV gets a bit of a chuckle out of me, as well as the cat getting scared. And of course, the flying sequence with the song Walking in the Air, sung by an uncredited Peter Autry, who was given credit years later. Fact that Peter didn't have an agent at the time he sung the song. The special even opens in live action with the boy all grown up narrating the story as a memory, but this scene doesn't last long and is the only time it ever happened. And fun fact, the boy's name is James Brighton, as mentioned on the tag of the present Father Christmas gave. And he is named after one of the animator's husbands. And then there's the ending, of which the snowman melted and that it was all real with the scar Father Christmas gave the boy being what's left of his adventures with him. It's quite sad but simply touching, even by taking the single final image of the book and making it a big moment of loss and sadness. And yes, I found myself teary-eyed at this too. Still, outside of a moment of a continuity error, this special is pretty neat. It's a wonderful tale of a snowman coming to life, and the boy gives him a look and tour of his house, and the snowman returns the offer by taking him to the North Pole. It's simply delightful and a good one for the Christmas season. And being in its 40th anniversary, and even being nominated an Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film, is still charming and magical. And this special will be given a rating of 3 candy canes. The next one is a sequel to The Snowman that has a similar look and style of the original, albeit with slight updates, but doesn't quite have the same feel. Released 30 years after the original on Christmas Eve 2012, it is called The Snowman and the Snowdog. Director Hilary Otis has made an alright sequel to the 1982 classic with alright characters, a semi-repetitive but okay story, and alright animation. Though the reason I say all of this is because, while it's still a sequel, it's more of a semi-remake of the original, right down to making some shot-for-shot bits, or mostly doing a beat-by-beat of the original structure. But there are still differences, and these differences are neat to see. Except for one, but we'll get to that. Instead of showing a snowman party, it's a snowman festival. Instead of a big dance scene with the snowmen, it's a snowman skiing race, with a penguin competing, and Lauren Hardy snowmen. Instead of a girl wondering if the snowman passing her house was Santa, it's a girl happy to see the snowman as she has the snowman doll. A little too meta, don't you think? And instead of flying all the way to the North Pole with the snowman, he, the boy, and the Snowdog stopped midway, since the snowman dropped his nose, and continued flying by airplane. Okay, despite some cool looking shots during this flight, and that the plane is a clever mix of CGI and the colored pencil texture, this pretty much defeats the original purpose of the snowman flying, since they've been flying fine without a plane. Not to mention that there's an aviator snowman who uses the plane at the end, and the snowman, boy, and Snowdog head home the same way they started. So why have the plane at all? It takes away a lot of the wonder and magic that the original accomplished. I would understand that the snowman lost the ability to fly halfway and had to use other means to continue, but this makes no sense when they could just go on like normal. Plus, the new song for the flying scene by Andy Burroughs isn't as memorable or whimsical as Walking in the Air, even though it's not supposed to be. Same thing goes for the special's music, this time by I.E. Nescary. The animation is a clearer update of the original, still done traditionally and surprisingly made in 12 months. Though there were a couple of corners that felt cut, like the moment of the boy, snowman, and Snowdog arriving home, and they just hang in place as the background circles, unlike the original where they go around the house as the background moves with them. And then there's the ending, in which there's a happy one of the Snowdog becoming a real dog, thanks to a magical color Father Christmas gave the boy, but there's also the same exact sad one of the snowman melted the next day. And I'm thinking, why is this needed again? It's the same ending as the original, but the boy has a dog with him. His Christmas wish was for a new dog, since his first one died on Halloween, in which the music is sad but felt manipulated. And of course he got his wish on Christmas Eve. But when the snowman melted here, it didn't grab me as much as the original, since it's already been done, and that one felt like the snowman was the boy's only friend. Which is even more sad if you put it like that. As is here, it didn't pay off for me. Yet overall, it's an alright special. It's a sequel that happens to retread much of the original, even to having it set in the same house but years later in a housing estate, and the family is new, but as a mother and son instead of a mother, father, and son in the original. However, the new stuff added in or updated are neat to see, as well as being more vibrant and colorful than the original. But certain changes and repeats kept me from liking it as a whole. It's a different story, but it's presented in a similar way. It's pretty to see and hear, but not as much to feel. In any case, it's an adequate reboot sequel. And one footnote. This special is dedicated to John Coates, who was one of the original producers of The Snowman and the other two specials. So I give this special a rating of 2.5 plus candy canes. And the last special I'm taking a look over is another one based on one of Briggs' books, and this time has dialogue in it. Originally airing on Channel 4 on Christmas Eve, 1991, the special is called Father Christmas. Director Dave Unwin has made a decent holiday special with neat characters, a neat story, and nicely done animation. While Briggs' book of the same name only shows how Father Christmas prepares for Christmas, his journey, and what he does after delivering, this one has the book happen in the last third, since the rest of it is about Father Christmas retelling a time when he took a vacation to France, Scotland, and Las Vegas, only to move when someone recognizes him, find things too expensive, and or other issues. Actually, this special is based on two books, Father Christmas and Father Christmas Goes on Holiday. I didn't realize there was another sequel to the book because I've only read the first one. But much of it is kind of enjoyable, with Father Christmas, voiced by Mel Smith, being a bit grumpy and oftentimes saying the word blooming, as like a safe swear word. Plus, this special includes the snowman party from the original special, indicating that it's a midquel. How do I know this? Because the boy and his snowman are in this. They don't have any dialogue, but they almost do the same thing as the original. Almost being that it's somewhat altered. Father Christmas is in his full coat, the boy and snowman get to the shed first, and the sleigh of presents is already empty, with the boy and snowman still there as Father Christmas leaves to deliver a missed gift. Outside of that, it's a nice little special. It's fun to see how this version of Santa Claus deals with Christmas and what he does during the other 364 days. It's more comedic than the other Snowman specials, but still delivers a similar charm and wonder as the other two, not to mention similar animation, even when it does something childish. And the song, Another Blooming Christmas, is kind of a neat one. But out of all three of Raymond Briggs' animated specials, this one's second to the original Snowman special. And this special will be given a rating of 3 candy canes. And that is it. So if you will join me, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, support me on Patreon, and until next time for more of Happy Sulli-Days.